The answers he had never sought now overwhelmed him, gnawing at his mind like an unrelenting tide. Tomorrow could change everything, or destroy what little remained of the life he had painstakingly rebuilt. Daniel sat in his office, staring blankly at the sleek, impersonal surface of his desk. The towering glass walls that usually framed his view of the city now felt distant, irrelevant. He had spent the day pretending to work, reviewing reports, signing documents, but his mind was fixed on one thing: the woman who would soon walk through his door. 7 years. 7 long years of silence, bitterness, and attempts to forget. She had left him when he needed her most, abandoning him in the ruins of their shared life. And now, after all this time, she was about to return. At exactly 7 p.m., a quiet knock echoed through the room. Daniel straightened, masking his face with the cold expression he had perfected over the years. Vanessa had already been instructed to let Olivia in, but nothing could have prepared him for the strange tightness in his chest as the door opened. The woman standing before him was a shadow of the past, but not the vibrant, confident figure he remembered. She was thinner, almost frail, and the effortless poise she once carried was gone. Her auburn hair, once glossy and full of life, was now dull and pulled back in a way that did little to hide the exhaustion on her face. Lines framed her eyes, lines that hadn't been there before. Though she was still beautiful, something haunted her presence, as if the weight of the world pressed down on her shoulders. For a moment, neither spoke. The silence stretched, thick with unspoken words and 7 years of resentment. Then Daniel stood, his voice colder than he intended. "You have 5 minutes. Make it count." Olivia flinched, as though she had expected hostility, but still wasn't ready for its sharp edge. She stepped forward hesitantly, gripping the strap of her worn purse as if it were the only thing keeping her steady. "Daniel, please." He cut her off, anger simmering beneath the surface, barely restrained. "No, you don't get to start with please. You disappeared. You left me when I had nothing. And now, after 7 years, you come back with a message about our son? You don't get to act like I owe you a conversation." Her lip trembled slightly, but she took a shaky breath, steadying herself. "You're right, I don't deserve your kindness, but I'm here because you deserve the truth." His fists clenched at his sides. "The truth? The truth is you walked away the second things got hard. You didn't just leave me, Olivia. You abandoned me when I needed you the most." Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't look away. "I was pregnant when I left." The words hit him like a physical blow. He stepped back, unable to hide the flicker of shock before his expression hardened. "No," he said flatly. "No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to rewrite history to make yourself the victim." "I'm not." She shook her head, her voice trembling. "I found out the same week you lost everything. I wanted to tell you I did, but we were drowning, Daniel. I was scared. Scared of bringing a child into a life of poverty, of forcing him to suffer because we had nothing." His jaw tightened. "So you just left? You made that decision on your own, without giving me a chance?" "I was terrified," her voice broke. "You were falling apart, you were drinking, spiraling, and I didn't know how to save you. Then I found out I was pregnant, and I panicked. I thought I was protecting him." Daniel let out a hollow laugh, his hands shaking with rage. "Protecting him from me? From his father?" She wiped at her tears, then looking down, ashamed. "At first, yes. And then when you rebuilt your life, when you became everything you were meant to be, it was too late. How could I come back after what I did? After walking away?" He turned away, running a hand through his hair, trying to breathe through the storm raging inside him. 7 years. 7 years he could have had with his son. 7 years she had taken from him. "You had no right," he said, his voice quieter but no less sharp. "You had no right to make that choice for me." "I know," she whispered. "I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I'm here now because Caleb, he deserves to know his father, and I don't have much time left." Something in the way she said it made his spine stiffen. There was an exhaustion in her voice, something deeper than guilt or regret. He turned to face her again, searching her face for the truth she wasn't saying. "What does that mean?" Before she could answer, her knees buckled. It happened too fast. One moment she was standing, and the next she was collapsing to the floor. He moved instinctively, catching her before she hit the ground. His heart pounded as he lowered her carefully. Her breath was shallow, her skin cold against his hands. Fear, sharp and unfamiliar, shot through him. This wasn't just exhaustion or stress. Something was wrong. "Olivia, stay with me," he demanded, shaking her slightly. Her eyelids fluttered, barely able to focus on him. "Daniel," she murmured weakly, and it was the first time she had said his name like that in years, soft, familiar, like it belonged to another lifetime. Then her body went limp in his arms. Panic gripped him as he pulled out his phone, dialing emergency services with hands that had built an empire but now trembled uselessly around the device. "She collapsed," he told the dispatcher. "She's unconscious. I don't know what's wrong. Just send someone. Now." He barely registered the response before the line disconnected. Clutching her limp form, Daniel felt the walls of his fortress crack. For the first time in years, he didn't know what to do.